I've come to London City Airport to discuss a key topic for the commercial aviation industry as it looks to and reimagines the future post-COVID-19, right-sizing. Smaller secondary airports like the one I'm at now are going to become more important as airlines reconsider the way they operate. From realigning networks and adjusting aircraft capacity to fit passenger demand, to understanding new trends in passenger behaviour and rethinking their business model to improve profitability. To discuss all of this is the Vice President of Marketing and Sales for Embraer Commercial Aviation, live from Sao Paulo in Brazil, Rodrigo Silva Souza. It's great to see you again. How are you?
Very good, Arthur. Nice to see you again. I hope we were meeting in person, but anyway, it's very good to talk to you.
My first question is about right-sizing. It's a phrase that Embraer coined, but what exactly does it mean, and why do you think more airlines are going to start implementing it in their strategy?
Yeah, so right-sizing is a term that we created back in 2000 when we were designing the E-jets, but it's still valid today. You know, if we look before the pandemic, we were seeing aircraft flying with very high load factors. However, to achieve that level of passengers inside the aircraft, airlines had to discount deeply ticket prices, which of course compromised profitability. As we look beyond the pandemic, not only the demand will change, but passengers' flow will change, so airlines will have to optimize their business even more, and we will see probably the word right-sizing be used more and more frequently.
During this pandemic, smaller aircraft have proven instrumental in helping airlines maintain a minimum level of air service operations by generating cash flow in a lower demand environment, but also helping them to rebuild air routes as well. Do you think this is only a short-term effect, or is this going to be a longer-term trend that we see in airlines' fleet strategies?
I believe it's going to be long-term. First, because the industry has shrunk, and when it comes back, it will probably grow at a lower pace than it was before. So just from that perspective, airlines will need smaller aircraft. But it's not only that, it's also about changing the passenger flow. You know, we see a huge movement globally to review the supply chain, which has a direct effect on the flow of the business travelers. Also an increase, of course, on passengers' concerns around busy places, busy airports, and not to talk about a change in the digital technology in terms of business communications. All this will change the profile of the industry, and to be able to adapt to this new world and with the changes going forward, airlines will probably need a more versatile fleet, which will include smaller and larger aircraft.
And my final question, Rodrigo, in your opinion, why do you think the E-jets are ideally suited for operating right now, but also in a post-COVID world?
Airlines will need to right-size. They were designed specifically for that role. They were designed with the right seat capacity, range, passenger comfort, to allow airlines to go from big aircraft to smaller ones, adapting to a new level of demand without compromising economics. That's, I would say, is the first reason. The second reason is related to environment. You know, as this is a subject that was there already before. It was a relevant topic, top of the agenda in commercial aviation before the pandemic, but we see that growing even more. And as that factor plays a more important role in airlines' decisions, we believe they too will be a great opportunity to reduce carbon emissions. So airlines that perhaps have an old, larger narrow body, by replacing those aircraft by E2, they can reduce carbon emissions by 1/3. So I think those two elements makes the E2 a very attractive tool to help airlines to deal with this new world post-COVID.
Rodrigo, as ever, thank you very much for joining me. I hopefully see you very soon.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It's very clear to me that the one-size-fits-all strategy isn't going to work anymore. Flexibility is key. Airlines need to be able to fly into different types of markets and serve the right amount of people. They'll also need to respond to market changes quickly by repositioning aircraft capacity to match demand. As air travel reinvents itself and becomes more diversified, right-sized aircraft like Embraer's E-Jets, the world's most efficient single-aisle aircraft, will be at the heart of this transformation. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to find out more about right-sizing, make sure you visit the Insights Hub at embraercommercialaviation.com. Don't forget to join me next time for another episode of Embraer Insights for a Different World.